Welcome to my Residency at Elvaston Castle presentation film. The main face of the castle has 25 windows and 2 bay windows. Directly opposite and all around it there is land and greenery. All of this was once owned by the Earl of Harrington. Another prominent feature is the large tower that can be seen walking up to the castle from all around. All of these characteristics can be seen in other neoclassical castles in places like Scotland. I decided to collect primary research from Elvaston Castle because it reminded me of neoclassical architecture. It was designed in the 1800s in the style of Revival Gothic, which is one of the many styles celebrated by neoclassical architecture. The simplified columns and archways that can be seen all over the building showcase its age and style. My proposal is to build a postmodernist structure in the surrounding land of the castle. The building will be used to host activities for the public with a small entrance fee. All events can be based on the castle, including its history, design and art surrounding it. This would attract and educate many more people. Some of that money can then be used for the upkeep and renovation of the castle and all of the land surrounding it. I think a postmodernist design would be most suitable because it can still use some elements from the castle using new techniques and materials, mix them with some more modern forms and designs as a timestamp of the building. Postmodernism has always been a celebration of more elaborate designs. I think it celebrates everything that can be possible with architecture. It focuses equally on form and style, as well as function and substance. Features of classical and neoclassical architecture have only been seen using traditional materials, so I think recreating them using new materials and developed techniques would create a very new and innovative building. I started experimenting and creating designs using cardboard from boxes that I had collected. Access to materials was one of the many limitations I faced, because the only material available at home was cardboard boxes. I looked into buying model making materials online, but they were only available in large amounts. The first model was loosely inspired by a postmodernist building I had seen online. I used a variation of line weights to add some details onto the castle part of the building. In this model, I used double-sided tape to glue some elements together. I found that this is one of the weakest ways to secure cardboard. When I went to photograph the model, the shadows created by the shard-like feature inspired me to record the interaction between direct light and the building. After seeing the result, I wanted to create something else that would cast an interesting shadow. The second model I created was very simple, and I felt like it was too similar to modernist architecture to be called a postmodernist building. Using paper cutouts of leaves that I had found from a previous project, I glued them to the top of the structure to create a castle-like top. The shadows created by the slightly more developed structure were even better. When creating this model, I tried to make as least cuts as possible. The main part of the building was made from a large rectangular piece that I folded into 4 equal rectangles. The modular elements that extrude out of the building would be made of stained glass, but I chose not to add colour to show a range of results using the same material. I have found that generating ideas in 3D is much easier than creating them on paper. Features like the top of the second model would not be possible if I was drawing these ideas on paper. I was also getting ideas from scrap pieces of cardboard. For example, for the third model, the canopy of the building was a random piece of cardboard that I had folded up. I felt like I had seen a similar building somewhere, so I found these sticks in my garden and created this horizontal structure. Examples of concept models show that architects focus on presenting the overall form of the building. I think my last model is most similar to a real working model. In this project, I learned that hot glue is the best way to glue 2 pieces of cardboard together, and the importance of having at least 2 sizes of knives, a large one for cutting big pieces and a smaller one for details.